Hello everyone, this is Brenniger. It's time for a double unboxing. Beyond Sundays by Wayne Jacobson. Now for the more Fish Fam related portion of the program. We have the incredible Aquatech 5-15 hang on the back filter. Complete 3-stage filtration for healthier fish. Now that is, of course, nonsense, because I will optimize my filter with sponges. So all this filter cartridge and the wonderful Biotech biological grid, which will hold not so much biological bacteria, and the flimsy disposable filter cartridge with carbon in it, which is not good for my planted aquarium. Useless. I will, of course, maximize and fill this entire area with sponge that can be colonized by beneficial bacteria. Now take a look at this, because this is interesting. I'm giving my male guppies a treat of blackworms. The Colombian Tetra tend to eat them up before the male guppies can get to them, but the males do get some nice live food, particularly my prize male. He's in there. It's mostly detritus at this point, but, or not detritus, but offlux and brown paper from brown paper bags. But I'd like to get my prize male in tip-top shape in anticipation of hopefully introducing him to the 4 female guppies that I purchased Monday. Now they've been in quarantine for, today will be day 6, so I'd like to keep them in quarantine for 1 more week to ensure that they don't have any sort of disease. Don't want to make that mistake again. The cherry shrimp are doing well, and the water is quite clear. I have ordered real aquarium safe oak leaves to add to the tank for the shrimp. Apparently they like to munch on the decomposing leaves, and whatever microscopic organisms feed on that. It was $6 for an ounce of the stuff, which is ridiculous, of course, but I want to be sure and get something that has no pesticides or other contaminants that might harm the shrimp. And I don't know from trees, so I wouldn't know where to collect them. I don't believe oak trees grow very commonly in Kentucky. Most of the oak trees get chopped down and used for furniture around here. I understand they're much more common in Canada. But I want the shrimp to have the best opportunity for what they like. And I don't want to go with catappa leaves or banana leaves. I believe that those have much more tannin, and I'm not looking to turn this into a black water tank, but if the water gets a little tan, as long as the shrimp are healthy and happy, that's my main focus. Another shrimp is under the heater. I don't see an Amano shrimp at the moment. Okay, so both cherry shrimp are close to the heater. Now I try to keep the temperature around the middle of the safety range. As I understand it, shrimp do better in a bit cooler water than many tropical fish. Don't want to go too cold because I am hoping to reintroduce fancy male guppies into this tank as sort of a showpiece. Then again, if the shrimp breed, fancy male guppies may consume the shrimplets. So I will decide on that at a later time. So this is the state of my planted 10-gallon aquarium. Still heavily infested with blackbeard algae, hoping that these shrimp will consume that when they become more numerous. Here is an Amano shrimp. For over a week, I've only seen one at a time about this size, so in all likelihood this is the only remaining Amano shrimp that I have, and I have purchased, I believe, a total of 8. So I finally have it down, I believe, to keep them safe, keep them from jumping out, and provide an environment where they can be healthy and happy. Not a very colorful shrimp at all, but terrific algae eaters. So I hope to get more of them now that I know how to keep them. I purchased these 4 half-black female fancy guppies a week ago today. There are still no signs of disease or ill health. They have not dropped any fry yet. So 1 week to go, and if all goes well, I will attempt to introduce my prize half-black male guppy with the golden sheen on his back, and hopefully his genes will be passed on to at least one of these if they are receptive to mating at this time or at that time. They will have to drop all of the sperm packets that they've received from previous males before they'll be ready to be inseminated again. So I will see how it goes. If all goes well, I'm hoping to continue that line of half-black blue guppy. They're enjoying Daphnia magna at this time, a terrific food that is high in protein and low in fat. And of course, feeding live foods does tend to encourage good health, and well, with guppies, Basically all you do is keep them at the right temperature and they'll breed, but to maximize the size of litters and health of fry, it's always good to give the fish what they prefer, not to overfeed and not to feed foods high in fat. So I will continue to give you updates on this fancy guppy breeding endeavor. Here is an update of my 112-gallon tank featuring fully grown Colombian Tetra. I'm giving you this update as they have a feeding frenzy on some blackworms. I don't often feed them blackworms. Lately I have increased my blackworm culturing to the point where I can occasionally give them a treat like this. And since I did a water change in this tank and cleaned the glass and the driftwood, it's my pleasure to show you what I have going here. I do have plans to sell 50 Colombian Tetra to my favorite pet store at the end of this month, at which time I hope to use that store credit to get, among other things, Bloody Mary shrimp, Amano shrimp, and Java moss for the shrimp tank. So the breeding of tropical fish that I do is on such a small scale, it doesn't even begin to cover the cost of my aquarist hobby, but it's fun, and I particularly like to deal with the better pet stores that tend to sell fish to people who, if they don't know what they're doing, at least they will try and educate them so that the fish that I breed will have a better chance of finding happy homes. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon on the next one.